It is said that only 2 people have discovered the lost tomb of the boy king Tutankhamun, but you know that isn't true. There are others, such as the tomb robbers who looted the burial chamber before it was rediscovered by modern archaeologists. But if you think about it, those tomb robbers are probably long dead, which means fewer people have seen the tomb than the living. So, who are the few people who got to see the tomb? Let's find out. Number 6. Howard Carter. Born in London on May 9, 1874, Carter developed an early fascination with ancient Egypt while living in the shadow of the British Museum, which housed countless Egyptian artifacts. As a teenager, he wrote to his father saying, "My only ambition in life is to become an Egyptologist." And so he did. Carter became a world-renowned Egyptologist and the man considered to be the greatest discoverer of ancient Egypt. He spent more than 30 years searching for a tomb that had been hidden away for centuries until luck finally shone on him in 1922. It was Carter who first entered the tomb on November 26, 1922, and he was accompanied by his friend and mentor, the veteran Egyptologist Arthur Wetherill. After spending 6 days clearing the debris and digging through earth, Carter found a crack in the wall where he put his hand inside and felt air coming from behind it. Using a small hammer and chisel, he broke through the wall and saw a staircase leading down. Carter and his team descended into the pit and found themselves in a burial chamber filled with treasures. It is said that Carter stood transfixed with wonder for a full minute after seeing the burial chamber before speaking. "I must not touch anything," he said, realizing the magnitude of their discovery. When Carter returned to the surface, he radioed his findings to his patron, Lord Carnarvon, writing, "All my life I've dreamed of finding a tomb like this." After opening the tomb, Carter and his team spent months carefully excavating and surveying the site, uncovering 3 smaller chambers and a series of passageways. The team made thousands of drawings and collected detailed notes on the site and its contents. After taking everything out of the tomb, they placed back some of the artifacts and then sealed the entrance to preserve the site. Carter himself selected some of the items to take out of the tomb, including the iconic golden mask, but these were just his favorites among hundreds of artifacts that would later be displayed in museums across the globe. In fact, there are reports that he pocketed several small items, including scarab amulets and rings. Before leaving the tomb, Carter placed a small wooden cross at the entrance, marking the spot where his gloved hands had first broken through the wall. Number 5. Lord Carnarvon. George Herbert, the 5th Earl of Carnarvon, was a wealthy landowner and a keen amateur archaeologist. In 1917, he agreed to finance Carter's search for a new tomb in the Valley of the Kings. Lord Carnarvon had already made a name for himself in the world of archaeology, having purchased the ruins of an ancient Egyptian temple called Karnak in order to protect them from looters. With funding from Lord Carnarvon, Carter and his team spent years excavating the Valley of the Kings in search of a lost tomb. The area had been used as a burial ground for the pharaohs from around 1540 BC to 1080 BC, and many of the tombs had already been discovered and looted. Finally, in 1922, Carter's team made a breakthrough when they discovered the entrance to the tomb of King Tutankhamun. Excited by the discovery, Lord Carnarvon rushed to Egypt to see the tomb for himself. Unfortunately, he never made it. Lord Carnarvon died before reaching Egypt, succumbing to a mosquito bite that turned into an infection. Some say that Lord Carnarvon was cursed, citing the so-called curse of the pharaohs. According to legend, any person who disturbs the rest of a pharaoh will be punished. While there is no evidence to support the curse, Carnarvon's untimely death added to the intrigue surrounding the discovery of the tomb. Number 4. Lord Carrington. Not to be confused with Lord Carnarvon, Lord Carrington was the first person to enter the antechamber of Tutankhamun's tomb. He was accompanying Carter and standing at the mouth of the tunnel when Carter went in. Because the shaft was too narrow for both of them, Carrington waited outside while Carter went in further to explore. When Carter emerged from the tomb, he immediately asked for a blanket to cover the opening because he feared that sand might fall into the shaft. Soon enough, someone climbed up the ladder and shouted to Carrington, "Come down! Come down quickly!" Carrington descended the ladder and joined Carter in the burial chamber. Both men were amazed at the sight before them. They saw a row of chests set against the wall opposite the entrance, and all were covered in paintings depicting scenes from Egyptian mythology. Neither man could speak for a moment, but Carrington broke the silence by suggesting that one of the chests might contain the mummy. With trembling hands, they opened one of the chests, revealing a red sarcophagus. As they stared at the box, Carrington leaned over and whispered to Carter, "We must tell the world," referring to their monumental discovery. 3. Dr. James Henry Breasted. A professor of Egyptology at the University of Chicago, Dr. James Henry Breasted was a prominent American Egyptologist who played a key role in the investigation of King Tutankhamun's tomb. Though he wasn't present at the initial discovery, Breasted arrived shortly thereafter to assist with the excavation. One of his contributions was to translate the hieroglyphics found on the walls of the tomb, providing valuable insight into the rituals and beliefs of the ancient Egyptians. But perhaps his most significant contribution was helping to preserve the tomb itself. Following the discovery, there were concerns that the tomb might collapse or be damaged due to the influx of visitors and excavators. Breasted, along with other experts, advocated for the tomb's preservation, recognizing its historical and cultural significance. Their efforts led to the implementation of measures to stabilize the tomb and protect it from further deterioration. Breasted's expertise and advocacy played a crucial role in ensuring that the tomb of King Tutankhamun would remain a treasure for future generations. Number 2. John Perring. John Perring was a member of Carter's team and the first to enter the burial chamber of Tutankhamun. He was a seasoned excavator who had worked with Carter for years and was responsible for locating several other tombs in the Valley of the Kings. It was Peregrine who discovered the entrance to Tutankhamun's tomb, hidden under the rubble of other tombs. After clearing away the debris, he noticed a step leading down to a sealed doorway. When Carter arrived, he joined Peregrine in carefully removing the stones to reveal a passageway leading into the tomb. Once inside the tomb, Peregrine helped to map and document the site, recording the locations of various artifacts and chambers. His meticulous documentation assisted Carter in organizing the excavation and preservation of the site. Without Perring's assistance, the process of exploring and preserving the tomb would have been much more challenging. His contributions were instrumental to the success of the expedition, and his name is rightfully associated with the discovery of one of the most important archaeological sites in history. Number 1. Ahmad Zaki. A young Egyptian archaeologist named Ahmad Zaki was part of Carter's team during the discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb. Despite his relatively unknown status, Zaki played a crucial role in the excavation and investigation of the tomb. He was responsible for cleaning and removing dirt from many of the artifacts found in the tomb, allowing Carter and others to examine them closely. One of the most important artifacts that Zaki helped to uncover was the golden mask of King Tutankhamun. The mask, one of the most iconic artifacts from the tomb, is now displayed in the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. Despite his contributions, Zaki's name has been overshadowed by Carter's in popular culture. Many sources fail to acknowledge Zaki's role in the discovery, which is a testament to the bias towards Western archaeologists in Egyptology. However, it is important to recognize the contributions of all members of Carter's team, including Zaki, who played a vital role in the discovery and investigation of one of the most important archaeological sites in history. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.